Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, your step-by-step chef. In this episode, we're going to make a delicious meal. It's basically a lunch, or you can even eat it as a snack. It is a refried bean and cheese quesadilla. And you can also add, like canned jalapenos or onions or just about anything to this dish to make it to your taste. So you're really going to love this. It's one of our standards around my house when we need a good healthy snack. So come on, let's cook. So here are the ingredients we're going to use for our refried bean quesadilla. First of all, we have a can of refried beans, and I really like these black bean refried beans they've been selling lately. There's just something a little bit smoother about them, but use your favorite refried bean in this recipe. Next, we have half a cup of shredded cheese. That's a Fiesta blend. And I'm going to add some canned jalapeno peppers to this. And I just find they're very delicious, but they do pack some heat. You can also use green chilies. You can saute up some fresh jalapenos, maybe some fresh red pepper, sweet red pepper. The sky's the limit. You can use just about anything in this recipe. It'll come out delicious. And then I have 2 flour tortillas. And the final thing I have is a hot sauce. And use your favorite hot sauce. I really like a few drippings of this hot sauce on mine, and it just adds some more heat. So you really have to like spicy if you're going to play around with the jalapenos and this kind of hot sauce. Otherwise, you can make it without any heat at all, and it comes out absolutely delicious. So let me show you how to put all this together. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is take about 3 tablespoons of our refried beans, and I'm just smushing it up ahead of time before I put it on the tortilla because it will be easier to spread. So just kind of mix it up a little bit, get it smoothed out. And then what I'm going to do is bring this plate over. Put a tortilla right here, and then all you do is spoon the refried beans into the middle, like this. And then all we're going to do is spread them out. Now, fight the urge to add tons of refried beans, because if you add more than these, 3 to 4 tablespoons of refried beans, it will be too thick. It'll be very thick, it won't cook through, and it'll be hard to flip. The beans will just get all over the place. And just wait until you try to cut it. That's even worse, because when you go to cut it, it just runs all over the place. The beans squeeze out, it just gets all messy. So just do this, spread it out close to the edge. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, because no one's going to see inside your beanadilla. So it's a nice thin layer. It's probably a 1/4 inch of a layer of refried beans. Now, the interesting thing about this dish is, even though it's a quesadilla, because it has beans, you could literally make this without the cheese. You could make it without cheese if you didn't want cheese in it. I love the cheese in it. So we're just sprinkling our cheese right on top. It's almost like a tortilla and bean pizza. Hope Domino's doesn't steal that from me. And then all we do is we take our jalapenos, and we're just going to spread some of this on the top. Now I'm using canned jalapenos. If you want to use fresh jalapeno or fresh onion or fresh sweet red pepper, just give them a slight saute before they are added to this dish, because you want them to be a little bit on the soft side. If they're too crunchy, they're going to stand out too much, and they probably won't add as much flavor. The other option is adding green chilies to this. And I think I'm going to do a version of this with a little layer of chicken too. It tastes good with chicken in it, which is pre-cooked. Don't try to make this with raw chicken, because what you will end up with is a raw chicken refried bean and cheese quesadilla that will probably not end well. So now all we do is grab our top tortilla and just smush it down a little bit. Make sure that everything's stuck together. And then I'll meet you over at the stove. And I have my handy spatula ready because we will be flipping our tortillas. And I'm not preheating this pan. I have it at medium, and the reason I'm not preheating it is, be real careful when you do this, don't burn your fingers, is I want the beans to warm up as the bottom tortilla browns. So I did not preheat it, but I do have it at medium. It'll take about 5 minutes on my stove. Everybody's stove is a little bit different for that bottom to brown. If you see any smoke come up off the sides, it's probably ready to flip. That means that the bottom tortilla is starting to crisp and it might even be burning. So if you see any smoke, then give it a flip. This takes a little bit of practice, but boy, the payoff is worth it. So I'll see you in about 5 minutes. So 5 minutes later, wonder how I can tell this is toasting on the bottom? Because when I go like this, it just slides. So that means the bottom's starting to toast. So carefully pry it up with your spatula, and then we're going to flip it. So be real careful and go slow. There we go. So you can see that's nice and brown and crispy on top. Look at that. So now what we're going to do is let the other side brown, and I have to correct that a little bit. I think I was a little aggressive with that flip. Is the other side will take about 3 minutes because the pan is already plenty hot. So I'll be back in 3 minutes. So here we are back 3 minutes later, and this is done. I actually saw a little smoking. I think some of it's from the cheese, but this is all done. There is our bean quesadilla. Bean and cheese and jalapeno quesadilla. And I'll show you how to serve it. Here we go. All we do is cut it in half. And go slow when you do this. It's kind of crispy and you got to work with it, kind of like when you cut pizza. Because there is cheese in it and you know you're working with 2 separate layers. So just cut it in half. The cheese is kind of sticking everything together. And then you just fan it out like this and cut these sections into thirds. Kind of press that down a little bit. And you can see this is why you don't want to add too much beans because it starts to squeeze out a little bit. So congratulations, look at what you just did. You just made this delicious refried beans quesadilla. You're actually going to love this. It's great as a snack, makes a fantastic lunch, and you pair this with a salad, you got dinner because you have a nice protein, you got a little bit of starch, and then you got a salad. I mean, it'd just be perfect. Or even a nice salsa. Now, if you like this recipe, please visit my website, stepbystepchef.com. There you're going to find over 130 recipes and free video links for absolutely delicious meals. You're also going to find my cookbook, Cooking with the Step-by-Step Chef. You'll find a link to this there too. And I'm going to update this once a year with all of my latest recipes. And again, every single one of these recipes comes with a free step-by-step chef video. You can go right onto YouTube and you'll be able to cook with me. And I actually look forward to that. My name's Larry Richardson. I am your step-by-step chef, and I'll see you in the next episode.